we're going to do the Write10 Club here, my friends. Basically, how it's going to work is I'm about to post the word of the day, and then we will write for 10 minutes, and then you will post your jokes in the live chat, and I'll read them on the air, try to share some feedback, and I'm also here to help answer any comedy questions you have along the way as well. It could be an educational question, it could be a topical question about something happening in comedy right now or whatnot. But first, we write. So for 10 minutes, just remember, even if you think of a joke in the first minute, don't post it. Wait till the end of the 10-minute timer to post your favorite joke. You may write a bunch of jokes, but just pick your one favorite joke. I'm only going to read one live on the air here. And just be thinking and remember that when you do post your joke, put the word joke in front of it. So I know that it is a joke and not just a comment, because people will share feedback in the live chat as well and such. So remember that. That was a lot to remember. So only thing you have to remember is for the next 10 minutes, just focus on writing jokes. Pick your favorite one at the end of that 10 minutes to put in the live chat and put the word joke in front of it. And I will read it on the air and try to give some feedback. And that's the name of the game, my friends. So, yes, and 3 of hobbyist and a 200-word limit. YouTube limits the length of your posts. So, it's a good exercise in editing as well. So, if your joke is too long to put in one post, I'm telling you, I've done a lot of these live streams. 99% of the time, if the joke is too long and for one post, it's too many words. You can cut it down and still get the point across. So remember that, my friends. And I'm going to try to narrate as I go through writing my joke process. But for the next 10 minutes, my friends, the word of the day is not family. That was last week. I swear. Word of the day. Sweet. Sweet is the word of the day, inspired by the cereal discussion, which Crazy Eating Cereal never responded, so that makes me think that they just jumped in and then commented and then left. So I appreciate you 15 for hanging out here. Let's write together and then share some feedback with each other, and I'll also answer any questions you have afterwards. So you've got the word, you've got the timer for the next 10 minutes. Oh, he's still here. Crazy Eating Cereal's still here. Yay, I'm excited to see your joke. For 10 minutes, do nothing but write based on the word sweet. In 3, 2, 1, begin. So, sweet is the word. I like to just start off, I'll put the date to. With sweet, I just like to just start to brainstorm. Sweetie, sugar rush, sweet tea. And basically what I do for about the first half of the 10 minutes is just brainstorm. Just get everything I can think of when I think of the word sweet. So any associations, anything that rhymes with it, because your joke doesn't have to use the word. I like that as a challenge to use the word, but it doesn't necessarily have to. It can be inspired by sweet as well. Because there's something that, like a comedy writing technique that's like A to C. It's where it's like sweet makes me think of tooth, that makes me think of dentist. And then you write a joke about dentist or whatever. But actually, sweet tooth is a good one. Versus teeth, there may be something there. As in tooth, sweet tooth versus sweet teeth. They're sweet because something with cavities, something about rotting out. I don't hate that. So let's come back to that one. So when we think of sweet, we think candy, cake, which may be birthday party. Sweet 16. Sweetheart. So when you think of sweet, maybe cavities. Maybe diabetes. Maybe there's something with ease. Maybe all the sweet words have ease in them. What's another ease? Cavities, diabetes, rabies. Ha 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 ha. It's like, that's not it. Birthday party, balloons. And I'm really just free associating. No bad ideas. Right now we're just getting a bunch of ideas and connections out there. And then in the second half, I'll go and start to organize it into a joke. But I like to just give myself the freedom and creativity to just almost like brain dump everything I think of with sweet. Cavities, parties, maybe parties. Sweethearts, and that could be Valentine's Day. Sweet. Sweet cheeks. Sweets, we had sweet tea. Unsweet tea. There's when I was a waiter, I remember there was one time I had to make the sweet tea in the morning and I used salt instead of sugar, which was a pretty sweet deal. Sweet deal is another one. Sweet deal. Sweeten the deal is another like common phrase. Sweet tooth, sweet teeth, sweet candy, Halloween. I like sweet tooth, sweet teeth. Something there. Cavities, diabetes, insulin, ease, please. Okay, so we're at 6 minutes right now. You still got time. So just keep writing, my friends. I'm going to do something with sweet tooth and teeth. So tooth, teeth. Let me just do a little brainstorming around those two. Single. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe cavity. Teeth. Braces. Is there like a sweetheart deal? Isn't that something? Braces, teeth, smile, teeth, smile. I don't know why shark teeth. You buy a shark tooth, but no. Let's get back here. All right, let's focus. So, what is the premise? A lot of times, if you're trying to find a direction in your joke, it helps to ask yourself, what is the premise? What am I trying to say? So maybe, okay, so in a one-liner, you kind of have like a setup premise and then a punchline premise. And then like the setup tells one story, creates one expectation, and the punchline creates a surprising second direction. Did I say location? Misdirection, a twist. So I'm trying to set up that sugar is healthy. And then the punch is sugar is poison. So now it's time to create setups that express that premise, sugar is healthy. And then the punchline should say that it's poison. So let's just get to it. Having a sweet tooth is healthy. My sweet tooth never lets me down. And I'm trying to get to tooth and teeth. So let's see how we can make that leap. Tooth, teeth, tooth, teeth. Maybe you only have one tooth because they rotted out. You have cavities. They were pulled. What would your sweet tooth be? That's interesting. So maybe your wisdom. tooth. Something maybe wisdom and sweet tooth. Could be something there. That it's like you only have wisdom. I got my wisdom tooth pulled, or as my dentist called it, my sweet tooth. You know, we're just brainstorming still. About over 2.5 minutes. So let's start to hammer this down here. So it needs to set up that sugar is healthy. So my doctor, okay, my dentist my dentist says my sweet tooth is healthy for his job security. No, that's not a terrible setup punch. My dentist says my sweet tooth is healthy for his job security. I don't hate that. I mean, it's not the best, but it is something. But we still have about 90 seconds. Let's see what else we can think of here that maybe goes a little deeper. Or thinking of the word for his job security. How can we say that with more punch? For his bank account. For his rent money. For his dental school debt. For his kids' college fund. Healthy, but is healthy job security really a thing? For his income. I don't love that. Let's see if we can kind of think of something else here. Sweet tooth, sweet teeth. I don't have a sweet tooth. Okay, tooth fairy. Maybe something hair. Tooth fairy. Tooth to teeth. I lost my sweet tooth. Tooth fairy. Okay. Interesting. So I don't hate something with tooth fairy, maybe. I don't hate that. I don't hate this premise. I'm not over the moon with the joke, but you know, this is the name of the game. You're going to write 20 jokes and end up keeping one of them. So nothing crazy. In 10 minutes, though, the whole point of this exercise is just to sit down and write. Just invest 10 minutes into your comedy writing. So post in the live chat your jokes. Put the word joke in front of them so I know to read it on the air. And just pick one. Just pick your favorite joke you came up with. My dentist says my sweet tooth is healthy for his job security. I mean, am I going to do it on stage? No, I don't think so. But tooth fairy? Sweet tooth? I don't know. I like the tooth teeth kind of game. Basically saying that it's called a sweet tooth and not sweet teeth. Sweet tooth, sweet teeth. Sweet tea, sweet teeth. I don't know. There's something kind of tickling my brain there. Maybe something interesting there. Because what am I trying to say? Basically, it's called a sweet tooth and not teeth because sugar erodes all your teeth. it gives you cavities and they pull your teeth. So I have a healthy addiction to sugar. Instead of sweet teeth, I just only have one sweet tooth left. But I like the wisdom teeth connection. I don't know. Let's get to your jokes. But I don't hate that. Something going on there. If anyone can think of anything, please let me know. I don't hate where it's headed. But for 10 minutes, my dentist says my sweet tooth is healthy. Pause for his job security. Not great, but not terrible. Interesting. I don't know how that just happened. That just pulled up my a workshop slide I had. That's hilarious. Interesting. So let's get into your jokes, shall we? And what I am going to do as well, because what I will do when I go live is I do email people when I'm going live. So if you would like an email notification of when the next live stream is, just pop your email in that Google form. I just paste it in the live chat and I'll just email you when I have the next live stream scheduled. And it'll just remind you that this is happening. No spam or anything. But very cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you can think of anything on my joke, feel free to pop it in. But let's get to your joke, shall we? Hooray! This is so exciting. Thank y'all for hanging out. And I do see your question as well about getting booked for paying gigs. So I'll be sure to get to that as well. Let me just read the jokes here that people have posted, and then I'm happy to do any Q&A with the time left. But we will get out of here at 9. So let's get into your jokes. Yay! Thank y'all for hanging out. Oh my gosh. It's so good to see y'all back in here. So the first joke I'm seeing. Oh, Denise. Thank you for the idea there. I don't have a sweet tooth. I have an emotional support tooth. Yeah, or something with wisdom. I don't know. Or Bobby said my sweet tooth is my lack of wisdom tooth. Sweet tooth, lack of wisdom tooth. Yeah, no, sugar's so good. There's something there. There's something there. All right. All right. Let's get into your jokes. And oh my gosh, people are putting joke in front of their jokes. The first few of these back, people were struggling with that. But we're getting back in it, baby. Oh, yeah, Denise said you were disappointed because you're trying to give him sweet teeth for his retirement plan. One cavity at a time. Yeah. Dentist. Yeah, there's something there. Something there. That's fun. Okay. Ooh, look at all these jokes coming in. All right, here we go. Let's get into your jokes. Hooray. This is exciting. People are posting their jokes because sometimes people are watching and then they're not posting their jokes. So thank y'all for participating because this is all for your comedy to improve. Like there's no wrong, there's no bad ideas here. We're just all just kind of practicing the repetition of joke writing together. So there's nothing, no wrong here. Let me see. First joke up is Denise Medina. My dentist warned me my teeth are bad because they're sensitive. I said that maybe we shouldn't be talking about this in front of them. Oh, that's funny. I do not hate that. I do not hate that. That's a fun one. Tint sensitive. Do a little laugh sound effect on that one. I don't hate it. Warned me my teeth are bad because they're sensitive. So then maybe we shouldn't be talking about this in front of them. I don't really have any notes on that one. I like that one a lot. Well done there, Denise. Ooh. We're coming out of the gate strong on that one. Well done. Beardo. I always feel hungry after eating sweet cereal for breakfast, but my dentist says that causes filling. Oh, that's silly. That's silly. I always feel hungry after eating sweet cereal for breakfast, but my dentist says that causes filling. I like the wordplay there. Filling your teeth from eating sweet cereal. Well done. I like it. Oh man, we're on a roll. Oh boy. Let's hope this next joke doesn't ruin it. But I don't hate it. I mean, nice job. Crazy eating cereal. I like my women how I like my sugar. Sweet and low. Ooh. Okay. Sweet and low. I see the wordplay there. Women like I like my sugar. Sweet and low. Okay. Yep. Well done. For the 10-minute exercise. And you could probably brainstorm other, like I like my sugar. Kudos for not making it a race joke there, which it could have gone in that direction. I'm trying to think of other sugar crystals or sweet and low is one, but I wonder if there's other like sugar references you could do there. But I like it. Yeah, for a quick 10-minute writing exercise. Well done. Next up, Bobby. My son was such a sweet child, then he became a teenager. Now white Zinfandel wine is my sweetheart. Oh, the future is so bright. I love hearing parents with older children sharing wisdom of the teenage years. That's so funny. Son was such a sweet child, then he became a teenager. I think just reordering it a little bit to make white Zinfandel the punchline, because that seems to be what the joke is, so just ending on that. So my son was such a sweet child, then he became a teenager. Now my sweetheart is white Zinfandel. I think that's building up more of the misdirect there. But I don't hate it. It's personal and I would imagine true as well. So nice job. Thanks for sharing. But yeah, why Zinfandel feels like the punchline there. So that's always a good rule of thumb with comedy writing is ending on the punchline, which may seem obvious when you hear it, but there's so many times you'll see a comic say the punchline and then keep talking afterwards. But what you really want to do is say the punchline and just stop and let the audience laugh. Comedy is not a monologue, it is a dialogue. And you talking over the laughter talks like a conversation. It interrupts what they're trying to say, so they'll stop laughing. And a lot of times, if you're out of rhythm with them, they may not laugh as much for fear that you may talk over them again. Just like if you were having a conversation, someone kept talking over you, you may be less likely to speak up more when you're talking to them. So really start to think of comedy as more of a dialogue where you say something, the audience's laughter is the response to that, and there's a nice ebb and flow that happens. But this rhythm takes time. I know in the early years of comedy, you're just worried about getting your set out. You're just worried about remembering your jokes. You're just worried about doing this thing that you rehearsed in the mirror for an hour for this like 3-minute set. But the more confident you get in your jokes, the more present you will become on stage to really listen to the audience and find those cues to when they're starting to laugh, so you can kind of step back and let it just flow. Let it flow. It takes time, but it's something to be aware of, as even starting with, oh, let me end this joke on the punchline and then just stop talking. That's a great place to start and kind of be aware of when you listen back to your jokes. If they're starting to laugh and you keep talking, you know to edit out all the things after you were talking. Well done. Hooray. All right, next joke. Oh, and Bobby said she did that with a joke. Didn't trust to end on White Zinfandel. Yeah, trust your instincts. Yeah. All right, next joke. And I see some questions coming in. How exciting. John Nicholson, good to see you. The kids ran to the ice cream truck. Tout sweet. Tout sweet. Toot sweet? Tout sweet. Is this a reference I'm not getting? I'm not sure about that. Tout sweet? Am I missing something with that there, John? The kids ran to the ice cream truck. Tout sweet. I don't know. Maybe could you try to clarify that one a little bit? I'm missing it. I'm missing the reference there. Let me know. Someone please help clarify. And I'll try to do my best to give us a little more feedback. D-Money, my dentist, said he charged by the tooth, so I saved my kid's teeth instead of the tooth fairy. Okay, my dentist said he charged by the tooth, so I saved my kid's teeth instead of the tooth fairy. So you're saying, what is the premise of this one, D-Money? What are you trying to say here? Are you saying you saved it to pay the dentist with your teeth? This is something that came up on the last week's live stream, was just trying to be clear, more clear than clever. A lot of times we'll try to overwrite a joke instead of just saying what we think it is. And that maybe is what happened in the previous joke as well with John, of maybe was trying to be more clever than just clear of what we're trying to do. Say charged by the tooth, so I saved my kid's teeth instead of the tooth fairy. Yeah, what are you trying to say here, D-Money? I'm kind of missing the premise of that. So let's see. John said tout sweet is French for right away. Oh, toot sweet. Oh yeah, isn't that a song? Was that Mary Poppins or something like that? Gotcha. Okay. I got you there, John. The kids ran to the ice cream truck. Toot sweet. Well, I will say you use the word sweet, which is great. This is a clever way to use it. Just using specific references like that depends on the audience getting them. It's like people doing jokes about certain references, certain books or movies. It all hinges on the audience knowing what you're talking about. Similar to people doing local jokes. Like a lot of people in Atlanta will do jokes about Peachtree Street because there's so many Peachtree Streets. And it's like a joke people laugh at in Atlanta, but if you go an hour north, no one's going to know what you're talking about. So your goal is to be writing material that can translate not just in your own town, but across the country. So you want to make sure when you're writing jokes, is this something that's like super specific, or is this something that more people can relate to? And I'm not saying it's wrong to do the super specific jokes, but just know the audience may not get it, which means they may not laugh. So the goal is to get laughs. So just keep that in mind. But I did not know that. So you taught me some French today. Oui, oui. Thank you, John. I love Beardo said, I think it's a trout joke. Just not not even close. I think it's a trout joke. That's great. Car Dave. My mom says I'm the sweetest person in the world, but every morning I wake up to my wife and daughter's sour puss.
Ooh.
So I'm the sweetest person in the world, but every morning I wake up to my wife and daughters. So right now, your wife and daughter are the punchline. And I can tell you from personal experience, but then also when Nate Bargatze was on the podcast, he talked about early on he would do jokes about his wife, and his wife was the punchline. And the audience wasn't really receptive to it because he's, in a sense, I mean, some people may see it as punching down, but he's really making a joke about someone who's not there to defend themselves. So what he learned is that when he became the punchline, that's when the audience really started to connect with his jokes more and find them more relatable, because he's not like making fun of someone not there, but he's actually making him the joke. So it would be more effective if you were the punchline here instead of your wife and daughter. So maybe you're the sourpuss could be something. My mom says I'm the sweetest person in the world, but according to my wife and daughters, I'm a sourpuss. Something like that, just to kind of reword it a little bit to where you're the punchline. 3F hobbyist, I'm way past my sweet 16 and closer to Dancing with the Stars. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait. Congratulations. I'm way past my sweet 16 and closer to Dancing with the Stars. I get it, an age joke. Sweet 16, you use the word sweet there. I don't hate it. Nice job. Yeah. I don't hate it. 16 and closer to Dancing with the Stars. At my age, way past it, closer to no, I think that works. Yeah, nicely done. Black CNN, I used to work at a chocolate shop. We'd practice making desserts and take our mistakes home. Same way you pick up your kids from school. Ah, yes. So this is sorry, I got distracted by the comments. I used to work at a chocolate shop. We'd practice making desserts and take our mistakes home. Same way you pick up your kids from school. I think instead of same way you, just saying same way I pick up my kids from school. So because the whole thing is I, and then at the end the punchline is like you. Just make it I the whole time, and now it's like a whole personal kind of story arc there. Cool beans. Creative guru? Met a chef who cooks non-binary food. All her dishes are sweet and savory and unappetizing. Non-binary food, sweet and savory, and unappetizing. I could see people saying, oh, so you're saying non-binary people are unappetizing. Which maybe you're trying to make that joke. I certainly would not say that's a hill to die on. In the comedy world, I think there's certainly better jokes to be written. Because if you're saying non-binary food, then the punchline needs to be some sort of connection to non-binary. So it's like sweet, savory, and unappetizing. I see you doing a power of threes there, but non-flavorful. But you don't want it to be seen as a negative toward non-binary. But you use the word sweet. So you did that part. But yeah, I don't know if that was your intention or not to say non-binary is unappetizing, but just something to be aware of there. All right, let's get to these jokes. I was making a drink as my wife woke up. I said, "Morning, sweet tea." Yeah, okay. What was the horn sound effect? I haven't done this in so long. Where's the horn sound effect? Wait, there it is. Silly goose. That's a silly wordplay there. Thanks for sharing. Jeremy Aaron Smith, my sweetheart, complained about my lack of taste, but I'm not bitter. Okay. I don't hate that. Lack of taste, I'm not bitter. I don't hate that. You know, I could see that on stage getting more of a groan than like a laugh. Just like, oh, I see what he did there. But for the sake of the writing exercise, I don't hate it there. That's very silly. A little silly wordplay there. Nicely done there, Jeremy. Oh, let me see here. Oh, Denise said, why do we say sweet tooth and not sweet teeth? Because tooth sounds cute. Teeth sounds like my dentist just bought a boat. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Denise. Why do we say sweet tooth? It's just one. I've never met anyone eating dessert like, one's for my molar number 3. A lot of dessert you could eat with just one tooth. Like ice cream. You only need like one tooth to eat ice cream. There's something there, it like melts. Nice. If I missed anyone's jokes, let me know. Because sometimes YouTube will flag a joke and then it won't appear in my live stream and I won't see it. So just something to be aware of. But I saw there were a few questions I'd like to answer in our last few minutes here. And those of you watching and want to be notified of the next time I'm doing one of these live streams, just drop your email in that Google form I just put in the live chat, and I'll give you a heads up next time I'm doing one of these. So let's see here. Let's see these jokes. Okay, glad that was helpful, Creative Guru. Where did that question go? I know we had 2 questions here. Where'd the question go? There was a question. But see, that's why, yeah, it's helpful to put question in front of it like Craze did. So I know that it's a question, but I know there was one early on. Oh, okay, here we go. Please discuss getting booked for paying gigs. Well, please discuss getting booked for paying gigs. Well, the easiest and quickest way to book a paying gig is producing your own show. A lot of comedy is about focusing on what you can control, creating what you wish existed, and not waiting for someone to give you an opportunity. Because a lot of things in this game are out of your control. You can email a booker and it's up to them to respond or not, despite whatever you can tell yourself in your head about some conspiracy that bookers aren't replying to me, the whole comedy world is against me. They're busy, they're getting a lot of emails. 99% of the time it's not personal, you're just not top of mind. A lot of bookers will just go with what's convenient and who's top of mind and who they think of. So, don't take any of that personally. So it really helped me to just start focusing on what I can control and start producing my own shows. And when people start seeing that you are producing a paid show, that's going to attract other bookers wanting to book you. And there is a lot of times a reciprocal relationship with like, you book me and I'll book you type deal. So start off by just producing your own shows, and it can be an open mic. Listen, I hosted an open mic on a coffee shop patio for 8 years. And the first 4 years of that, I was getting paid $25 a show. And then I put on my business hat and I said, hey, let's renegotiate here. How about $50 a show? Cash. So I was rolling it in, got a couple day olds while I was there as well. Good pastries. But it was a start, and it was a lot of stage time, which is the most valuable thing that you can get, especially as a younger comic, is just getting on stage as much as possible. So yes, it paid. Was I getting rich? No, but I was getting paid to get on stage, which was a great start. So if you're wanting to book paid gigs and you're struggling with that, I would say start by producing your own and seeing what that momentum will create for you. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, so I hope that helped there, Alive. And then there was one from... Oh, good. Alive is still watching. That's so exciting. I love when people watch the whole thing. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. So just start there. Happy to help. And in the last few minutes here, how do I get over the fear of bombing? I plan to do my first open mic soon. Ooh. So really, your fear of bombing is preventing you from getting on stage, which is completely understandable. For my first time on stage, I rehearsed relentlessly. Everywhere I was walking, I was rehearsing my set. While I was washing the dishes, while I was driving, I just rehearsed. And what really will help you get on stage for the first time is having a deadline, having a date on the calendar. So if there's an open mic that you're thinking about getting on in your city, you can ease into it. Go watch it a few times, get a feel for the scene, and really you will see how terrible people are at comedy. When you go to an open mic, you will see that, oh, well, I can bomb at a coffee shop at 6 p.m. I can do that just like all of these idiots. And that'll kind of help you to lower the bar and realize, oh, we're all just trying to figure it out. No one at these open mics has any idea what they're doing for the most part. So that'll help make it a little more accessible. And then putting a date on the calendar, talking to the host after and be like, oh, hey, I'd like to do this. How can I sign up? And then let them be like, oh, how about this date? And then it holds you accountable to be like, okay, in 2 weeks, I'm getting on stage no matter what. So I better prepare. And really that deadline is what gives you the accountability to just stop overthinking and just start doing. So that would be the big thing you can do, is just set it on the calendar that, okay, on this date, I'm doing it. And then just prepare as much as you can. And just know that whatever happens during that set, that the victory is that you got up there. Don't worry about the result of getting up there. Just worry about as soon as you get up there and you start talking to that microphone, oh, cool, okay. Victory number one. Because this is a marathon. No one show is the end all be all to anything. So just getting on stage is a scary thing a lot of people struggle with. But having that deadline and then just preparing as much as you can for it will help to at least give you the confidence that you are ready. Cool. Great question there. Oh, hilarious. Steve said, I just got here. Can you just repeat everything? That's hilarious. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. This was a very productive Write10 club. I'm planning to do these every Wednesday that I can moving forward. But if you'd like to get alerted when I am, just drop your email in that Google form that I put in the live chat. And I'll be sure to email you directly as well. And you can join our Facebook group where members are posting words every day as writing prompts that you can write jokes and get feedback on in there. And it's another place that I will promote the live streams and any other fun happenings, like any workshops I may be doing coming up, which I will link to the Facebook group in the live chat as well. Which, yes, Bobby is the heart and soul that posts the word of the day every day at 10 a.m. Yeah, absolutely. Great job, everyone. great job. Thanks for hanging out. We are going to land this plane, but we'll be back next Wednesday at 8. Do join that email list if you'd like to be notified directly when we do go live. But y'all are awesome. Thanks for sharing your valuable time with us. And y'all have a great day out there. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Feel free to hit me up with any questions in the meantime. But I love y'all so much. What happened?
Angels on y'all.
Angels on y'all. Hot Breath Verse. We'll see y'all next week. Chicken Joe Clark. I did not see your joke. Sometimes YouTube will flag a joke and then not and I won't be able to see it in the live chat. I know that's happened to a few people. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry, buddy. I did not see it. But if you want, you could like DM it to me. But yeah, I don't see it. Sorry, bud. But we gotta land the plane. I love you all. We'll see y'all next week. Bye. But I didn't even see Chicken Joe Clark's name in in the live chat. That's the first I've seen you post in the live stream. That's why I wouldn't recognize the name Chicken Joe Clark. So I don't know there, buddy. I don't know. Oh, yes, and as Denise said, I forgot, yes, subscribe and click on the bell to get notified when Joel goes live. Ding. Okay, cool. I love you all. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, y'all.